I have Kale versus, what's his name, Brittle today for our stream. I'm just going to plot that score up there. I'm going to go ahead and join spectate. And so I've talked to both players before the stream. Kale and Brittle are both not very common 1v1ers, so this should be an interesting game. We're going to go ahead and check in with Kale's start off here. It worked out pretty good. Brittle is on the wrong end of the field for this. I feel like he'll be fine. I've been playing some twos with Brittle today. We've been doing great. Oh, but Kale gets that little cheeky shot, and just like that, Kale does end up getting the first goal. He strikes 12 seconds into the game. That was absolutely fantastic on Kale's part. Just smart move there. I think Brittle was going there for a boost or something like that. I'm not quite sure what Brittle was doing. But Kale sees that Brittle was out of position, and he capitalizes on it. We're going to go and watch Brittle's face-off here and see what he does. I've never seen Kale do any 1v1s, so I don't know of any of his playstyle, but he should be able to capitalize there just like that. There we go. Kale does a great, nice little finish there. I was talking to Kale before the game, and he said that he was a blue star last season, but he doesn't play very much ones anymore. I'm not sure where he found me, but he asked me to cast this game. We're going to go ahead and watch Kale here as he starts his face-off. We're only 17 seconds in. This is supposed to be a best of 3. I feel, though, if one player gets beaten too much by the other player, I assume it would become a best of 1, just so no one gets triggered or angry or upset. But if they want to finish up best of 3, that's good for me. Not sure what Brittle's doing there. He did just kind of give over ball control to Kale. Kale's going to go ahead and snag that side boost. Pop it up, and probably, yep, he does engage on it, but Brittle, just a nice, easy save. Kale not being super rude, just giving him a nice, what a save. Wasn't the best shot I feel like Kale could have had, considering he was a blue star last season, but really interesting. Brittle's going to go ahead and try to capitalize here. Nice little pop-up. Kale should be able to stop that with no problem. I feel as if, though, Brittle's playing... Oh my gosh, Kale messed it up. I feel as if, though, Brittle's playing a little bit too aggressive for ones, and Kale is capitalizing on that. That should be an easy clear right there. Nice job. Kale's rotation time is extremely impressive. He was in their net, and all of a sudden, just other end of the field. It was fantastic. Brittle missed the open net shot. I feel like he could have made that. And then he does boost steal, which is nice. I would like to see him boost steal there. He does that again. That's absolutely fantastic on his part. Nice little back hit by Kale there. And Kale, oh, nice little hit by Brittle. I thought Kale had that ball. I called it early even, and I tried calling it early, but I missed. Brittle does whiff the ball there. And Kale's going to go ahead and push it up, center it for himself. And if Brittle can't clear it, it will be a capitalization by Kale. But Brittle does end up clearing the ball. Great job on his part. He gets it hit by the back of the car. Nice little fake. That was absolutely fantastic. Good play. Kale totally bit on that fake. At least that's the way that I see it. Let's go ahead and see it from Kale's end of the thing. Oh, he actually does make contact. On my screen, for some reason, I didn't see any contact. Just great 50-50. Brittle won the 50-50. 1-2 at 2:58 in the game left. Brittle does get a nice scrub kill of face-off. I feel like he could have capitalized there, but maybe not. That was Kale who got the scrub kill of face-off. Excuse my, I believe I said Brittle. Kale does whiff the ball again. Brittle should be able to capitalize. Unfortunately, Brittle does not, and he hits the corner. He's going to be beating himself up for that one. Kale does miss the corner boost and the side boost, so he should be low on boost right now. He does pick up a 100 boost pad in the deep corner, which is nice. Smart for him. Brittle picks up one as well. Oh, Brittle has an open net. He should be able to capitalize. Never mind. Kale had a nice rotation time. Kale has a great rotation time. I said this earlier in the match already, but I want to comment on it one more time. His rotation time is fantastic. Brittle just open net. 2-2. We're all tied up. That is absolutely fantastic. Kale did a nice job early in the game of scoring that early goal, those 2 early goals. But Brittle has definitely followed through on his playstyle to try to capitalize like that. And then like the Hindenburg. I'd like to see the non-toxic chat. That's always fantastic in my streams. I always love that. Brittle's just going to go ahead and sit back and wait for Kale to make his move. Let's go ahead and check in with Kale and see what he's trying to do here. He is on ball cam. Interesting choice. Oh, but he does get the 50-50. And Brittle tries to push him out of the way, but Kale just kind of forces it in there. He just powers through and manages to get in there. I'm not sure what car Kale is using. I'm not really knowledgeable on the on the cards at this given moment. Yes, my current name in Rocket League is trying to commentate 1v1s. That's how I advertise, so I can do this. Kale did do the fake face-off. Was interesting choice. Oh my gosh, Brittle does a nice little flick there. He should be able to capitalize. Great shot, great goal. Overall, he gets blown up at the end, but overall, Brittle had a nice shot there. Yeah, Kale just gets juked really hard, and Brittle just capitalizes really nice. I do want to see the blow-up, though. Does he intentionally do it, or was he just driving? I think Brittle ended up landing in front of Kale there. I'm interested to see about this face-off. Kale did something a little different. I believe Kale was extremely low on boost. Again, I can't see the boosts of their cars. I'm not sure what Kale was doing there. He might have been trying to get Brittle to bite. He does get it past Brittle for an open net, and he should be able to capitalize on that, and he does. So it's 3-4 with 1:23 left. So far, a good 1v1 between the two of them. Like I said, just Kale just gets it right past Brittle, and Brittle isn't quite able to rotate quite that fast. The chat. I'm not quite sure how to talk in chat while I'm in spectator. I would have been like, alright, that's fine. I'm not sure what Brittle's doing. He is down by 1, and I was talking to Brittle earlier in the day, and he mentioned the fact that he's very big on trying to stall time when he's ahead. A nice little save there. I feel as if, though, Kale could have won that. Kale even gives him the what a save, so yeah, I'm pretty sure Kale was convinced that he was going to have that. Brittle tries to do something sneaky, doesn't quite get it through. Trying again. Kale with some nice defensive pressure. That was absolutely fantastic on his part. Brittle's going to go ahead and try to get past him, but Kale does get the little flick, and can he capitalize? He does, making it 3-5. It's going to be a upwards battle for Brittle to win this first game. Again, this is a best of 3. Both players did agree to that. So we got that going for us, which is nice. So get the uber hard. Brittle's in the Steam messages. That's so cute. Kale, I believe, is just going to stall time. Unless Brittle can get an easy goal right here. He's trying. Brittle does capitalize on the defense. Nice defensive pressure on Kale's part. I believe I'm messing up the names. Really sorry about that, guys. I do apologize. I'm not sure what Brittle's doing. He's down by 3 with 25 seconds left, and he just backed off the ball. I believe he just conceded. Yeah. With 20 seconds left, you can't do that. Nice little back hit by Kale. He's going to go ahead and put the nail in the coffin. I'm going to go ahead and call it right there. That Kale is going to go ahead and win the first game of the series. Nice fought between the two. I believe they are really evenly matched, even though Kale is up by 3. But I believe they are both very evenly matched players. I will notice that Brittle's field of view is very, very different as of Kale's. Kale's is a lot lower compared to Brittle's. And just like that, that will be... He's going to get a last goal in there, 3-7. Nice job by Kale. He just goes ahead and finishes it up. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So that will be probably the end. That is the end of game 1. The first game, we're going to go ahead and go to Kale. Kale's just going to go ahead and back off, same as Brittle. They're just kind of finishing it up. He almost crossbars it in. That was a great first game. GG from Kale and GG from Brittle. So they're both happy with that first game. First game does go to Kale. I'm going to go and update our scoreboard there. So 1-0 in favor of Kale. Great first game. Overall, that was a great first game. I'm interested to see if anyone decides to change tactics. Hopefully, one of them does figure out how to get into the other team. Oh, there we go. We're good. We are finally good. Wow, that was way too complicated. Brittle does win the first face-off in the game 2, so that is good for him. He might have the chance to capitalize. I believe Kale will also get the save, but he does not actually. Nice shot by Brittle. Kale does miss the first save of the game. Brittle, in 7 seconds in, does get the first blood. Absolutely fantastic by him. Great shot placement. Kale couldn't quite slow down. It was just too lucky for me. That's what Brittle said. That's absolutely fantastic. We're going to check in with Brittle on his face-off, see what he's doing. He does do a really, really slow face-off. He should still have a good amount of boost. Everyone, boost is now boost. Let go. Let's see what Kale's going to do here. He just kind of puts it out and around. Not quite sure what he was doing, but that's all right. Brittle's going to go ahead and back off. He's going to go ahead and just kind of... He's not going to push too much. I feel like that's because he has his 1-point lead, and he's just waiting for Kale to take his shot. Brittle does have an open net now. He doesn't quite capitalize on the center of the hit. Brittle does not even get it centered. That's all right. He gets it up over Kale, though. He does bump Kale. Almost gets the shot in there. That was an excellent try by Brittle. I will give him that. Kale's going to try to capitalize on the counterattack. Doesn't quite do it. But he might get it up over Brittle here. He's probably going to go up for it. Oh, Brittle goes just under it. He had the opportunity to send it into center field, which would have been great for him. He does get a nice bump on Kale, but what that does is he puts him back to midfield, so he no longer has positionary control. Brittle's playing very, very aggressive this game. I'm very impressed with that, with his defensive maneuvers. He's up by 1, so he's literally just stalling. He does bump it past Kale. That was fantastic. He didn't quite capitalize on it. That was all right. I'm not sure what Kale is doing here. He does pop it up. Brittle capitalizes on that, and he will get the counterattack shot, putting it 2-1. Kale's beating himself up for that great pass there. Which if you look from Brittle's end, it was just right in place, perfect pass. Absolutely fantastic. We're going to go and see what Brittle's doing here. Let's see if Brittle decides to play some more mind games. He's big about talking about playing a lot of mind games. He does win the face-off, and he had the opportunity to score. I wasn't sure what Kale was going for. I did see what Brittle was going for. He was going for his little back hit. He does win the 50-50. That was absolutely fantastic. We're going to go ahead and see where Kale's at in the positioning-wise. Oh, no. I feel so bad for Kale right now. He should have had that save. I just want to see how Brittle scored that. Okay, that was a nice little cheeky hit. And then Kale couldn't quite... He needed to get in front of it before he hit it. He didn't quite do that. Just a little mess up there. Unfortunately, he did get punished for it. 0-3 in Brittle's favor. Brittle's winning most of these face-offs. I'm very impressed. And he has a chance to capitalize. Does hit it over, giving Kale the chance to counter-capitalize. Brittle's going to go ahead and sit in net and just wait for Kale to make his shot. Nice little hit there. Nice little secondary hit. Wasn't sure if that was luck or skill. Either way, great little job. He's going to go up for it. And Kale's going to go ahead and score it for him. Let's go ahead and watch Kale's into this. See what was going on here. I'm pretty sure I know what he was going up for. Yeah, he was just trying to hit it up and over, but unfortunately the ball drops too far and he hits it into his own net. Kale's going to go ahead and sit off. Brittle does notice this, and I believe he's just going to go ahead and play with the ball a little bit. He's going to go ahead and just slowly push it down. Trying to get Kale to bite. Kale does not bite. He misses his half volley there, which would have been a great shot. Bumps it up past Kale. Almost. Nice little hit there. That's all right. Kale is really trying to itch for points right now because he is down 0-4 with 2:22 left in this game. Then again, 1v1 games can go very, very momentum-wise, whereas you can score 4 goals in a matter of 60 seconds. I have seen that happen before. I'm going to cough in a second, I believe. Very sorry about that. Brittle does still have ball control, but Kale does get it past him. We're going to go and see if Kale can capitalize here. And almost! He's going to be really mad at himself right there. Brittle with the great counter hit. Brittle with the great counter hit there. Kale does get it past him again one more time. And he's going to go ahead and try to go ahead and capitalize again. And Kale is going to be extremely mad at himself right now. He has missed 2 extremely easy goals in this game. But he is getting it past Brittle, so I believe Kale has got Brittle's number in that sense. He just can't seem to quite capitalize. And I'm not going to quite call it yet, but I believe Brittle is going to win Game 2, which will put it tied in the series at 1-1. Again, this is a best of 3. Brittle does miss the shot there, giving Kale an opportunity to counter-score. Kale really does need this goal right now. This is kind of like do or die time right here. Oh, Brittle does get the hit, but I think he almost scores on himself. But he does hit it out. Nice job by Brittle. Brittle's looking way better this game, but Kale's also looking a little bit worse this game. So I will give him that much. Kale kind of didn't... I'm going to yawn now. Gosh, dang it. Very sorry about that, guys. Nice hit by Kale, and I believe with 40 seconds left, Brittle can get this one in there. That would be game. Almost. Kale gets a nice block. With 30 seconds left, let's see what can happen. He does try to get a little chip shot on there. I'm surprised he didn't get a save for that. Not quite sure how close it was. Yeah, Kale's just kind of not doing as well this game. He's just not, unfortunately. And I believe Kale just kind of gave up. Yeah, he didn't rotate very fast. He was going for it, but he knew that was a goal. Yeah, Kale's even mentioned the fact that he choked so hard this game. 0-5 in favor of Brittle. Let's see if he can carry the momentum into Game 3. And he might make it 0-6 right here, and he does. I believe he's going to try to go for goal 7. With 12 seconds left, this game is pretty much over. Again, we're just going to go and see what happens here. Kale might even own goal it just because he can. Are they going to try to do the Brazil? They might try to do the Brazil. Brittle might give Kale the last goal to give him the Brazil. Run that up the score, hell yeah. Nope, I don't think Brittle's going to give him that last goal. And with that, we are going to go and update the score to a 1-1 in the series, best of 3. So this will be the deciding factor of who wins this Brittle versus Kale game. As long as everyone readies up in time. And I am super pumped for Game 3, so let's get into it. This is the deciding factor. We are going to go ahead and go auto cam for the face-off. I don't use auto cam very often, so we're going to go ahead and just check it out. Alright, we're switching out of that. Brittle might capitalize really early and get that first goal. 5 seconds in, Brittle gets that first goal. Great start to Game 3 for Brittle. He just got it was a slow face-off for Brittle, so he did good there. It's really smart. Again, Brittle's cam for me is really hard to get used to. But that's okay. We'll get used to it. Oh, and I can use the force. Nice. Brittle's doing a lot of really slow face-offs, and they're really seem to be working in his favor. I'm really glad to see this in him. But he just missed that, giving Kale an opportunity. Good job by Brittle to correct his fail. I believe Kale could have boost stole there without having a big problem. I know I emphasized prioritizing ball over boost, but sometimes I feel like a boost steal is alright in that situation because of how close they were together. Brittle gets a nice little block there, and he's playing time already. At 4 minutes and 20 seconds, 4 minutes 25 seconds left, he's already playing time. He is chomping for this win in Game 3. Nice little hit by Kale there. Doesn't quite capitalize on the goal, though. That's alright. Brittle's going to go ahead and try to clear it. Doesn't quite get it there. He might get that clear now. Kale is trying to do something here. He's trying to figure out something to do to try to capitalize on anything. I'm not quite sure what Brittle was doing there. He does mess up. I believe Brittle had more boost than Kale, which is what gave him the ability to speed up past him so much. Oh, and Kale does get the demo. Can he capitalize? Brittle should have respawned by now, and I do see him. So Kale took a little bit too much time. I feel like he could have capitalized on that, given that he used a little bit more urgency on that shot. Great demo by Kale, though. Brittle's, again, just playing time. He does get it past Kale, but he does go past the ball, so he can't quite capitalize on that open net. He does miss the ball there, giving Kale the opportunity to capitalize. Let's see if Brittle can catch up here. Kale took one of the longest routes to that net, so I feel like he could have gone a different route, and actually scored that. Brittle does it again, giving Kale open shots. For some reason, Kale is having a really hard time capitalizing on these open nets. But as I was saying that Kale does capitalize, Brittle misses an easy save right there. I wouldn't necessarily say easy, but Brittle misses his save right there. Right here is where he misses it. He makes contact, but doesn't quite clear it. And then we're going to go ahead and check in with Kale here and see what he's doing. Let's see if he picks up on the fact that Brittle is doing such slow face-offs. And yeah, he does. He tries to capitalize on that, but Brittle does an even slower face-off. I'm really impressed by that. Missed the open shot there. It's 1-1. He's kind of beating himself up on that one. Oh no! Brittle messed up, but Kale did as well. Brittle ends up capitalizing there, giving himself an open net, and I believe that is going to be 2-1 in favor of Brittle, and it is. Great pressure by Brittle. Both players are doing a fantastic job this game. I'm glad to see it's not a shutout like last game. We are going to go ahead and check in with Kale here on this face-off. See how he does. Brittle does win that face-off as well. I'm very impressed with how many face-offs Brittle is winning this game. It's very impressive for me. Nice hit by Kale there. He's got that side boost. Absolutely fantastic. He does have an open net. I feel like he should be able to capitalize, but he messes up on his jump. I believe he was going for a form of wave dash. I could be wrong, though. Nice pressure by Brittle to get it past him. He should have an open net here. He ends up going past it, so he couldn't quite get the open net shot there. Kale is backing off. A little interesting play. Not quite sure what he's doing there, but we're going to go ahead and see how it plays out for him. It plays out pretty well. Brittle does have rotation time. He has already gotten there. Kale did really, really good the first game compared to how he's doing in these secondary 2 games. And Brittle's playing very well compared to how he did in the first game. But Kale is also leaving his net way more open compared to how Brittle was doing in the in the very first game. Brittle's bumping a lot more as well. I've noticed that as well. But he has been giving Kale a lot of open nets, but unfortunately Kale has not been able to capitalize on those. That's something that Kale does need to work on. But then, as I was saying it, he should have a chance to capitalize right here and tie it up. Or not. Kale is really beating himself up right now. He's missing a lot of easy goals. But maybe he gets another opportunity. He's getting opportunity after opportunity, and finally he banks one in there. Good job by Kale to go ahead and tie it up with 1 minute left. This is definitely a game right now. Both players are feeling the pressure. Nice little hit by Kale. Kale does win one of his first face-offs of this game. Very impressed to see that. I'm glad to see he got a face-off too. Oh, Brittle does try juking him out, but Kale does get the ball control. Let's see if Brittle can manage to save this ball. Oh, Kale could have made that shot. And he's going... No, he's not. Yeah, Kale is not very happy with himself right now. He should be up by 1 right now, but he didn't quite get it. With 30 seconds off the clock, Kale's really trying to get that last goal in there. Unfortunately, he leaves ball control, though. Let's see if Kale can capitalize. Let's see if Brittle can capitalize, and let's see if Kale can rotate fast enough to get to it. Brittle does not capitalize. I feel like Brittle could have taken a much better route to the ball. Kale might be capitalizing right here. Almost. Brittle does get a nice little pinch to push it. Oh! Kale gets the demo. Absolutely. He might finish it out right. Unfortunately not. We are going to go into OT in Game 3. I am super excited for this. Brittle does another slow face-off. He does win the face-off. Kale is feeling the pressure right now to get back to the defense. Let's see if he can save. Unfortunately not. Brittle does win the series. Kale almost had that save. How close was he? That was... He would have just jumped like a second earlier. That was a great game by both players. Great series. The series does go to Brittle. And until next time, guys, I will see you later.